Well, thanks, Alistair. It's great to meet you, and Minister as well. It's great to serve on the same panel with you and Director Morgas as well. Let me start by saying it's a pleasure to be here and talk about the American political election season coming up, but more importantly, how our bipartisan and bilateral relationship with Greece has never been stronger, and how we have built over the years closer and closer relations. So whatever happens in November of next year, I doubt will have the slightest effect on our United States relationship with Greece. It is rock solid. It is built on trust, tremendous amount of overlapping values, and of course our shared history and values. Greece played a very big role in the United States independence from Great Britain, and we feel very close to the principles that were espoused by Greek philosophers in its own independence movement. I would just like to say as well that we have our policies, but the proof of the relationship is really in our companies and how they invest and see things. Over the last couple of years, the government of Greece has done a tremendous job tackling the hard steps to make the painful reforms, to pay down its balances, to actually accelerate its payments, bringing itself back to investment grade status. As a result of cutting its red tape, digitization of government services, prioritizing innovation, it has made itself a very attractive goal and destination for American companies. And I'll just name a few. I mean, starting with Amazon and Chubb and Cisco and Deloitte and Google and Meta and Facebook and Pfizer, to name just a few, and there are many, many more. They have all set down roots in Thessaloniki. For the last 2 or 3 years, we have seen more American companies calling Greece home. And that's proof in the pudding for us that this has worked out, that the policies of the government and the interests of the United States in seeing a stronger investment climate have actually resulted. And if we look at what that means, we see thousands of jobs being created here just in Thessaloniki. We recently celebrated the 87th International Thessaloniki International Fair, and we did a ribbon cutting with Chubb Insurance and with Deloitte, and they're each adding hundreds of jobs to the local economy on a regular basis. And as we heard there will be more to come. This is not the end of the road for Greece. This is just a new chapter, a very exciting and optimistic chapter for us. And I do not see any change on the horizon, no matter what the outcome of the elections is. We have a very strong relationship, a bilateral relationship that can only get stronger and stronger. Our interests are aligned in the Eastern Mediterranean, for instance, with energy security, with the Greece-Bulgaria interconnector, with the Greece-North Macedonia interconnector coming online, with the floating storage regasification units in Alexandroupoli. Greece is going to play an integral part in energy independence and security in the region, weaning us further off of unreliable and, let's face it, unclean Russian hydrocarbons, which is a strategic goal of the United States and for Europe as well as Greece. Finally, I would just like to say we do have to take the global headwinds into account. There is a brutal war taking place in Ukraine, and Greece has played an instrumental role in supporting Ukraine and helping the United States and the allies trying to come to a point of ending that war and having a peaceful settlement. So we thank Greece for its support, and we know that it is instrumental. However, that war continues on. Unfortunately, it is brutal, it is unprovoked, and it is ultimately going to prove to be foolish and foolhardy on Russia's part. Lastly, I think we have a growing space of convergence of shared values in diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. We just saw the President Biden's special advisor on international disability rights come here 2 weeks ago and speak at TIFF and speak at the Thessaloniki Futures Dialogue and talk about the importance of making sure we harness the values and the contributions of all of our citizens. And that's something we're all becoming more aware of, that actually harnessing the native inherent skills of all of our people is not only a moral imperative, it's a good business decision to ensure that we have future growth and opportunity for all of our citizens for generations to come. So those are values that are very strongly held in both communities and will only get stronger in practice here.